Today we're going to take a look at this planter box right here that I built almost a year ago. Right after I built it, we planted some basil and some flowers in it, and it was out all summer, all fall, and all winter. So I thought it'd be interesting and informative to take a close look at it, to see how it's held up, to see how it's looking, to check on the condition of the wood, and to see if the quality of the build held up. So stick around, it's going to be interesting. My name is James, and this is Homestyle Woodcrafts. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the planter box, go empty it out in the garden. We'll take it in the shop and take a good hard look at it, see how it's doing. And then I've got a question for you, so stay tuned. Here you can see the garden box full of dirt, and I'm going to empty it out. You can also see my shadow. Hey everybody. So let's dump this thing out.
Look, I found a little spider right there. Sorry buddy, we're going to disrupt your home for a minute.
All right, now we're back in the shop. Let's take a closer look at the planter box. And the first thing I want to do is take a look at the appearance. The first thing I noticed right away is that cedar color, that nice cedar color that we like when we first buy this wood, is fading. And that's not really a surprise. That's pretty typical. The second thing is these screws are streaking on the wood. Let me give you a close-up look. Now that we're looking in closer, you can really easily see the streaks that are coming down from the screws, and that's all the way around. And I have to say that's my goof. These are not exterior grade screws, and if I'd probably used those, there would have been less or no streaking. All right, let's check the soundness of the build. It's, like I said earlier, it's been almost a year since I originally built this. So first thing, I'm going to push on the corners to see if there's any flex or anything, any movement in the joints. Looks good. A little bit of wobble in the legs. Must have an uneven leg. The trim feels solid. No movement there. That's good. And the legs, they seem to be doing good as well. No movement. So almost a year later, still very solid. I'm giving it an A+ on that one. Now let's look at the condition of the wood. I've already noted that the wood appearance is fading. Let me show you some other things. So can you see that right over here? The wood is warped, and it has impacted a little bit the orientation of this piece of trim on the bottom, where it was installed straight up and down, and now it tilts it like that. And other than that little bit of warping and the discoloration of the wood, the outside condition of the wood is pretty good still. But of course, it's the inside where it's had contact with the dirt that's going to be the most concern. Let me pull this out. I had put a little piece of landscape fabric to protect the bottom. And so far, there is a lot of discoloring inside. Let me pull this piece out. It doesn't want to come out. Well, I tried to get the bottom out, but it has swelled or something, and it really does not want to come out. And I don't want to force it out for fear of breaking it because it's still solid. I pounded on it with a rubber mallet and it didn't break, so that's a good sign. The sides on the inside, as you can see, are kind of a little bit fuzzy in texture, but it's not anywhere near a failure point, so I think there's still a lot of wear here. Okay, overall it's doing really good. We looked at the appearance and there's some degradation there. We checked the structural integrity of the build, still really solid. And we looked at the condition of the wood, and there's been some impact and a little bit of degradation there, but still doing very well. So I think we still have a lot of life left in this planter box. The question I wanted to ask you is, while the fading of the wood is to be expected, it doesn't look great, but I'm not really sure what a good finish would be. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any ideas for me about how I could finish this to make it look better and maybe and maybe give it some protection. If you do, throw them down there in the comments. Now I've got to take this planter box back outside and fill it back up. You know those plants I dumped out? They could still be alive, and I promised Nancy I'd get them back in here. If you like building things like I do and the tools to help you build them, then subscribe to this channel because I'm going to keep making these videos. And I also think you're going to like this video. Thanks for watching.